Alright, well, good afternoon, guys. Just wanted to touch base back with you down here in my little workshop, hiding out. Anyway, as far as the gear list goes for the Appalachian Trail back in the 70s and 80s, pretty much got pointed out that I'm missing some things, of course, but I think the one of the things was the boots. They were god awful heavy. They were like wearing steel-toe work boots on a construction site. I remember them well. Had the red laces all the way up from almost the toes all the way up. But that helped so you could open them up and dry them out. Lots of beef jerky on the trail. Also, a little tip on putting the phone sideways so it'd be full screen. So I'll take that into consideration. The light is still terrible in here, but that's okay. Y'all don't want to see all that, no way. So what I'm going to talk about today, guys, is try to put this in a little perspective for you on what my hike was like and what I did it for. Like I said, I section hiked 77, 78 with a church group. I kind of got hooked on the trail, and that's where I met my hiking partners for 1980. There were 3 of us that went up. We didn't have a lot of information. We don't have the information that you guys have got today. We couldn't go Google or Siri and, figure out what was going on, or basically where anything was or what was going on. All we knew is it started in Georgia, ended in Maine. That was it. That's all we knew. And of course, back then, the reason for us getting out was basically just to get away. We lived on a farm. We were young. I had just turned 18 years old. My wife hadn't even been born yet. Just turned 18. The other guys, I think one was 18, the other one was 20. And if it wasn't for him, which we called him Squirrel, if it wasn't for Squirrel, we would have been out of luck, because he's the one that had the relays, the food that would meet us along the trail. We didn't know much about hostels or towns or anything like that. I mean, this was a blind hike, and I mean blind. Just so you have some context when I start talking about some things here. We started in Georgia, of course, Springer Mountain. That's where we ended up. We had to ask some questions, but we figured it out. But back then, I don't know if there were a whole lot of hostels or what have you around. I can't be sure. Because we didn't know about them. Like I said, we were just finding out stuff as we went. And we weren't in no hurry. It took almost 8 months, 9 months, because we were poor. We had the one parents that would resupply us, and that was occasionally. So we carried a lot. Between the 3 of us, we carried a lot. So 35 pounds was when you was out of food. 50, 60 pound packs when you got resupplied. And what we had to do is, because now we were young, we were poor, we were just running away, basically. We were just running away. Wanted to get off the farm, head up, and just get away. Grass is greener on the other side kind of thing. But what we experienced on the trail is totally different than today. And I may be wrong, because I may have been looking at it differently. Like I said, we didn't have any information. But I looked at some statistics, and from 1970 to 1979, there were 788 completions of the whole 2,000 miles. That was about 87 a year is what I broke it down to. So, in retrospect, the 77, 78, of course we were just section hiking. We weren't old enough to be going out and doing this on our own. And in 1980 to 89, this is over a 9-year period, 1,431 people completed the trail. Well, it's about 159 a year. Now let's put that in perspective of today. From 2010 to 2018, that's an 8-year span, 8,547 people completed the 2,000 miles. That's 1,068 a year average. That's a big difference. That's a lot more people on that trail today than there was when we were on there. And I think the public's perception of the people on the trail is much different than today. I'm sure there's a lot more hostels, there's a lot more trail magic, there's more trail angels. When we were going, we were right at the beginning of the boom. It increased almost tenfold from 70 to 80, and it still wasn't many. So we would go weeks at a time and not see anybody at all. And when we would get into towns, and most of those are just what we ran into, like Damascus, or ones that you had to actually hike through. People did not look at us the same. Not to me, they didn't. We were just, oh, it's a hippie invasion, All of a sudden, these strange, smelly, long-haired people are invading their towns, and I don't think they cared too much for it. There were a lot of, don't be here, don't go there, don't do this, don't do that. There was no trail days. People kind of looked at you like you was a bum. Well, that was our experience anyway. May not be the case, but we didn't know. We spent some nights under bridges, whatever. But in retrospect, today, I think this technology, because our technology was zero, nothing, no phone. You get to a town and use a payphone. Didn't have a lot of money. Things didn't cost a lot, but you didn't have any, so you were still poor. Now, if I'm wrong and any of you old timers are watching this, please let me know. Because, like I said, in retrospect, we didn't know. We had no idea what we were doing. We just got on the trail in Georgia, and when we got to Maine, we thought, oh, we're done. No, we didn't know anything about Katahdin, and we would learn that on the way up the trail. And it took so long because we would hit little towns and have to actually, work. Mow lawns, rake leaves, odd jobs, whatever we could find or somebody would let us do to earn a little money to try to resupply. So it was a long journey, but no regrets. So my experience and somebody else's experience may have been totally different. Somebody that had actually got a guidebook, planned, knew what was going on halfway, probably had a whole lot better experience on the trail with the people. We kind of stayed away from them. We didn't know. Unless the trail actually went through the town, we didn't see a town. We would get resupplied. We'd make a phone call when we got to one of those places and try to arrange for his parents, to bring us supplies. But that was a long ways away. And of course, the further we got up the trail, or the further we were away from them, the longer it took, if they came at all, was times that we would have to just sit idle. So, yeah. It's not the same as today, where you're ultralight, you're planning it, you've got the internet, you know every single inch of the trail. You've seen it on YouTube. I mean, really, if you watch the YouTube from when it started on the Appalachian Trail and you follow it, you guys and gals up, if you don't know, it's your fault. We didn't know, and it was our fault. They did have guidebooks, but we didn't bother. I mean, like I said, we were on our own little journey of just getting away. Grass is greener on the other side type thing. But anyway, back to some of the gear. We were heavy. We really were. We took a lot of stuff, and we got rid of a lot of stuff. The tents we ended up getting rid of when we got into warmer weather somewhere around Virginia, and we just switched to a rope and a tarp or a piece of plastic like you'd lay down to paint with, and we used that much lighter, and that helped a lot. So guys, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. There's no advice I can give you except for don't let the voices in your head talk you out of it. Just keep going. But anyway, that's all I'm going to say for now. I'll get into some of my stories and other videos. I don't want to make them too long so I'll bore you. But hopefully that'll help. What I just told you will help you put in perspective of just what we were facing, what we ran into, what we didn't know. What you guys know today is totally different. Some of you old timers can let me know if y'all had different experiences. I'd like to know. If I'm doing something wrong with the camera, you know, which I was told, and that's good advice. I'll take all I can get. Just let me know. But anyway, till next time, if you like my videos, you know, please subscribe. I'm going to have some more. Like them. Let me know that you're there. If you're going to be hiking the trail this year, we will be at Trail Days. Just look for the hat. You'll find me and my children there. I'm gonna take them. I'm trying to get them interested in the trail so they'll get on it and maybe be future thru hikers with knowledge. Find me, you know, look me up. I'll put my email address in the bottom. Shoot me an email. I'll send you my contact information. We're up close to the 830.6 mile marker at Rockfish Gap. So hopefully I'm going to meet a bunch of you guys there, get you to sign the project that I have back there on the wall that I'm working on. I'm going to let you guys sign it, the ones I'm following as you come through. Maybe a little trail magic, a ride down to the buffet or something. Because I know you'll be good and hungry by the time you get there. But anyway, we love you guys. Don't let your voices in your head talk you out of it. Alright, we'll talk to you later.